much determined that he managed to get a degree. So let us clap for him and congratulate him. Having said that, we do so many things with him, very many things with him. We consult most of the time. If I have a problem, I get to him and tell him how do I sort out this problem. And if he has a problem, he also consults me, and we see how to move on to solve out the problem that we have. I think I don't have much to say. I'll probably call Jojo Uko to talk a bit. Thank you.
Is he also a Kodum? A representative of Kodum?
Yes, yes.
Okay. George, you are the real Kodum?
Yeah, he's the one.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. That is my elder brother. I want to say I'm very happy for Dr. Guya. I know he's one person who has really motivated me. And I was doing my doctorate, and he'll always ask me, he said, you do PhD? And I think naturally Guya is a motivator, and I think most of us we are here because he has mentored so many, he has motivated so many people, and he's very generous. And we've done several things with him. I can say we are age mates, but above everything else, all the people in Kodum, they never ask me, have you finished your doctorate? It's only Guya who always ask me that thing. And I think next year we'll be celebrating here also. And thank you very much, and God bless you.
Can you give us a specific date next year?
I will.
Because some of us just now want time certifications as a means of living. Now, the Kodum Community Home Chapter, I guess maybe that probably, yes. All right, thank you.
Very much. Welcome everybody. Good evening everybody. My name is George Amiano. I also come from Kodum. Fortunately, I moved away from Kodum community. I'm staying in Moroni, where Mama Bush is coming from. Daktari, well, I'm slightly older than him. I know him very little. But as far as what has taken place, I highly congratulate Daktari for the achievement. For many years, we've been together. When he opened his first pharmacy in Kimandi, I was also staying with him in Nairobi here. I was in Huruma, and I used to visit him. And when he moved to Parklands, also I used to go and see him. At home, normally we call one another as a brother, and sometimes I call him as my in-law. Because Mama Boss comes from Moroni, and we share that kind of relationship. When I go to Nyakach, I call Baba Boss my brother. And so when he comes to Moroni, he knows that he's always my in-law. That is how we know one another. Otherwise, my mind is just to congratulate him for the work, the hard work that he's done, and he has made us very proud, both in Moroni and in Nyakach. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So you took off from Kodum to Moroni. So he's an immigrant. Kodum immigrant. Okay, there's a group of people called Pride Kings. The representatives are Pastor Arao and Toges. Arao comes, I don't Toges. Arao.
Thank you. My name is Engineer Tobias Edwin Guya. I'm very happy to be here to congratulate my friend .com. I don't know how I'm going to call him Dr. Richard. I'm used to .com. It has been a journey, and I've shared with him a lot during this period after we have known each other. He is a man who has really helped people and helped himself. He's a businessman, he's a doctor, he's a politician. How he combines this, I don't know. And this time that he was graduating, he kept it very secret to even his own close friends. He just told me the other day that he's graduating. I knew he was doing something, but I could not imagine, because as you know, medicine is not very easy to study at this age. What I can say is that this is a mentor to many. Since we became friends, he's also mentored me. He's very young to me, he's a relative to me, at the same time we were friends. When I retired, I went home, he told me, no, you can't go home, come, we do things in Kisumu, and we are still doing things in Kisumu. Whatever he lays his hand on, he will never leave it unfinished. So that's why I know he had to finish this. And I think next time he will be going for something else. He will never rest. And this has kept him very busy. So now I can't say anything, but from now I will not call you .com. I'm now going to call you Dr. Richard Guya Member. Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm also called Pastor David Arao. I think most of the faces here, almost half you have met with me. We are here to congratulate Daktari. You know, in life, in your phone, there are people you must have their contacts with you. I think there are 4 or 5. Number one, you should make sure with you, in your phone, you have at least a contact for a doctor. You know, anything can happen anytime. So you must have a contact for a doctor, for a teacher, for a lawyer, and for that information for a pastor. I'm here, so if you don't have my contact, you should look for one. So we are here to congratulate Dr. Guya for the work that he has done. You know, we are here today celebrating Kakane Mr. Makonyang Waju Duluo. Ngamane iro longo kabisa. Iro ne longe manyo yen chueko mutinu chiu koro check. Now we can call him a doctor. So we want to say congratulations, Doctor. I want to confirm that Dr. Guya is not a quack doctor. You know, some people have papers, but now if you translate and give them practicality, they will not do it. Severally, I'm here with my wife. You can also stand. That is my wife. She's the most beautiful wife in the whole world. Even if I want to go for one now, I think I will choose among the crowd. Now, there's a time my wife had a problem, and just one touch, Doctor gave us a prescription, and it was done. We had peace. It was gone. And recently, Doctor was attacked somewhere in Kisumu, and I had the opportunity to accompany him to the hospital. And to my amazement, when prescription was being done to Daktari, he's the one who was guiding the doctor. And when that was happening, I decided to pay more keen attention to their conversation. So those medical terminologies, then I could hear the doctor at Avenue Hospital. Everything that she was told, she was in agreement with it. And eventually, even the drugs that she had prescribed, some of them were scrapped by Daktari. And I said, Daktari. So I can confirm for sure that Dr. Guya befits that title. Bwana sifiwe. So mimi tuko na mengi kusema. Apart from being a doctor, my colleague has said, he's a man of many feathers. We are being coached, he's our mentor in business, and people sometimes back somebody saying, that he doesn't understand how Daktari is managing this kind of, is multitasking. So we are lucky and blessed to be around him. We want to say thank you, and it is not the end, it's just the beginning. I would like this network that I have seen today to continue, not only today, but forever. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Right. I believe when we talk about Guya and we write his story in the end, there is some total of some of the things we're saying here. Guya has not been a person of shortcuts. That much I know about him. He likes details, which Kiingereza says pedantry. He's a pedantic human being whom I very much respect.
I'm so sorry, you know, I'm a pastor and a politician. I was given a call by the deputy governor of the great county of Kisumu, His Excellency Dr. Matthews Owili, who was supposed to be with us here today, but due to some unavoidable circumstances, he has told me to pass his greetings and to tell you that his history with Dr. Guya is a long one, that he's looking forward for an occasion like this, that he will be able to speak for himself and by himself. Meanwhile, he has told me to say, Bwana asifiwe. Si mumepokea greetings za daktari. Yeah. Najua wanasiasa wakituma pesa wanataka mseme ni pesa ngapi. Lakini salamu hakuniambia ni kilo ngapi. Alisema tu ni salamu. Bwana asifiwe. How many receive the greetings from Dr. Matthews Owili? So he has said he's a close friend, Dr. Guya. They have come a long way and they have a long history. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Pastor. Pastor is also my area mate. Probably should. I like that at another level. I'm calling upon Joshua Okumu as Kodom Youth representative. Okumu Joshua, how are you here?
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Joshua Okumu. I am a clinical officer by profession, and I wasn't expecting to be invited to speak now because many great men have already spoken before me. So I'm very happy to be here, and I want to join the long list of everyone who has joined us today to congratulate Dr. Richard Guya, who is also my mentor. He has shown me the path to success. And I'm still on that road. And I hope one day I will also stand here with a degree or a master's degree someday because of his mentorship. With me today, I'm glad to see youths from Kodum who have also joined hands to come here to help congratulate Dr. Richard Guya, and I'm very proud of them, and I wish him well in all his endeavors. Thank you very much.
Yes, that is the representative of the youth. Occasionally when the word youth is mentioned, somebody who has dealt with that group of human beings, I always miss a bit, but my heart skips a bit. Because in the world today, we are told of pollution or air pollution that is threatening the life of the country or the planet. But the other bit which people don't speak about in emphatic terms is the problem of the youth. I would like us to face it off with those who claim to lead the process of youth. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about systems put in place to address youth issues. To the extent sometimes when I see even what government put together to be seen as supporting the youth, it gives me the impression that we have more problems than we can solve, or that we don't have any clue on what to do with the youth. It's a very unfortunate thing. I'm sure you are all aware about some things, Asla Fund and so on. It could be okay, but if that is the way it is handled, then we must be honest to say we have a bigger problem ahead of us. I will leave that as such because I probably think there's a forum for it. But I also want to add the voice that youth, we must understand our country. And if we want to move this country forward, we must begin to address it in very, very pertinent terms. Today's youth is really distraught and not really focused on anything, I want to be honest. And I see that a lot also even in Kigali, where we have youth problems that are viable. Masudi there will tell you the country, Rwanda, is, to an extent, I think Kenya now is copy-pasting Rwanda. That is very unfortunate. It's most unfortunate. When you talk of primary school, boarding or not boarding, and the implementation is half as that, then you talk some of us who know it. Okay, so that's a bit of whatever for the youth. Okay. Ken Opio. Yeah, Ken Opio is a Kodum person, but more of an Nairobi official. Ken Opio. Yes. From the look of your gate of walk and everything, you also fall in the bracket of youth, isn't it?
Thank you very much. Good evening. This afternoon. My name is Ken Opio. My name is Ken Opio. From where I come from, it is a taboo to talk after your seniors have already talked. So I'll try to make it brief. Dr. Danuko is my patron, so he's already spoken on behalf of the Kodum Welfare Nairobi. I'm the secretary for the welfare, so let me represent the welfare in 2 minutes, if I can. First of all, congratulations, Dr. Richard Guya. I know in our forum before, there were a group of people who addressed him as Dr. Guya, but for some of us who know how to address people well, you know, sometimes you want to address him, so you're a bit conservative. Do I use doctor? But you know it is not right. But do I address him? Do I address him as Mr.? When some people are addressing him as doctor? But you see, right now, it is now easier for us. You've made it easier and more desirable for us to address you well in a proper way. Congratulations. The next item, and probably the final one, is just to say in 1 minute, talk about him. It's his day. He is one person, as it has been said here, who Whenever he calls me, if I'm on the road or if I'm busy somewhere, I will not pick. And I've never told him the reason why I ignore his calls sometimes. Because when we start talking, it never takes less than 1 hour. He's the only person who talks to me for more than 1 hour. Some calls go for 2 hours. Because he will try to check the background of the welfare, how guys are doing, your life, what everything is doing. You know, being inquisitive, at the same time providing solutions. So most of the time we fail in providing solutions. In whatever circumstances we go through, I will ask you about how is everything okay. Family is okay, family is not okay. And then we leave it there. So if family is not okay, what is your next step? What are you saying? What are you telling me about my family not being okay? So he always come up with solutions. Sometimes we don't follow it up, but he likes giving solutions and a follow-up. So that's one thing I picked from Dr. Richard. Also, his focus is always on education. He was our patron for the longest time. So like yesterday we were talking about how we can bring the welfare together and include more of the social issues that affect our communities. Yeah? So we talked about the hospital, the clinic that is working, about the funerals that we're having at the community. Probably if you don't come from a community, you might not know, but it has been a tough, let's say, month for us. Yeah? In the last month or so, we've had several funerals. Some are yet to be buried. So we discussed that as well for them. And we provide solutions, suggestions and solutions. And that's him. Yeah? That's him. So, and I know it's something that for people who have interacted with him, you will know. And for any person of his character, you will find people who will not disagree, who will not agree with you. Some will disagree with you, because some of us, the nature of human beings, we don't like being told the right thing to do. When we are going in the wrong direction, we don't like being corrected. And most of the time, when you find such people, we tend to be at loggerheads with them. Yeah? So, nature of life, in life, you find those who love you in the same nature, and those who don't like you in the same nature. And that is something we've accepted to deal with. So as a community, we have our members who are across. I'm not sure if they'll be given an opportunity to talk, but just to request in 1 second, all the Kodong members, just stand up so that everyone can see you. From that corner, let's just stand up. If you come from the community, Daktari, I don't know if it is right to ask you to stand up. Yeah, these are my seniors, but my position demands that I can request them to stand up. Thank you very much, and congratulations once again.
Yes, I'm calling upon the cousins, Moses, Owili, and Don. And if you come and talk in that corner. Moses and Don. Is it Don or Moses? Moses.
So, good evening. My name is Moses Owili. Daktari is my first cousin, and being my senior brother, sometimes I call him counsel because most of the time we get a lot of pieces of advice from him. And in our family, actually, he's our key advisor. And as the young ones who are following him, most of the time we relate his examples. He has really guided us on so many occasions, and as a family, through that line, we have never gone wrong. And just to talk about Daktari, and actually I'll echo my colleague Ken. Our time we've been struggling. We call him Daktari, we call him Mr. You know. But today, he has qualified. And in fact, we have that power to call him Daktari today. So Daktari, congratulations from our family of Ogendo, and being our senior brother, we are really happy for the kind of achievement that you have shown today. So thank you so much from our family and the entire community.
Yes, thank you. Don? Yeah, we're moving fast. If somebody is not responding soon enough, let's keep the space and move to the next level, but you have a chance to appeal. Then I think we have representatives here from when Guya was a high school student in Gere. I guess that also will be a point to take note of. So Linus, committee. You can swallow what you have, whatever. Yes, exactly. I'm actually engaged. You swallow, you know, a very easy process. And if food goes the wrong way, then of course, we can be talking about the different story. Yeah. Okay? Yes. Okay.
Sorry about that. I didn't know my time had reached, so I was still eating. And just trying to, since I've just come now, I was just trying to acclimatize to just hear what is going on. But anyway, since it is about Richard Guya, who is my former schoolmate, there is no, I can talk about our relationship at any time. So my name is Linus Kowiti. I come from Seme. My profession, I'm in the insurance industry. So here I am representing our former schoolmates. Me and Richard went to the same school in the old system, that is before the 844 at Ngere High School. So we were merely some young boys who were just there, didn't know what we were going to do. At the end, we were just struggling to get either Division 1 or Division 2. That was the immediate focus when we were in high school. We didn't have any career. I'm sure Richard never had any career. I never had any career if you asked me. We were all just young men, like others. Richard, coincidentally, was seated behind me. I used to sit on the front row and he used to sit behind me. So we were quite, every time we were together, not so much as noisemakers, but we were very humble boys from that time. But I would say one thing that I know about Richard, he was very good in sciences from the early beginning. Our class was the people who were doing sciences were mainly from our class. So Richard was very good in sciences, and we expected him maybe to do something in science, but we never knew whether he would be in medicine or not. But there we used to have a very big friendship, close friendship. We were a small class then, about 30 people. I don't think we were so many then. So we we purely did our exams, and if I may reach there very fast. We all did well with Richard. Those days, I think our parents were, if you are called to a school, that is where you go. It was not like today when you get, just a parent asks you to get maybe 400 marks, and you will start running with the results to go and look for a good school. So in our days with Richard, we had that, unfortunately, I think we were invited into high school, some high schools which were, if you are in a parent now, perhaps you would say your child should not go to another school, you select another school. So we went to those schools, yeah. So that is how we went. We did our best. We were maybe top of the class, but those are the days you used to have 2 people going to university from a school. So it was very competitive, 2 or 3. You know, those schools we even get it. I think if we had 2, that was like a pass. 2 people going to the university. So you can imagine how competitive it was. So some of our friends who managed to come to Central here, at least somehow Kanunga, somehow they managed to go to the university. So after that we started struggling to do our postgraduate, doing our parallel. I did mine. And one thing I can say about Richard is he's someone who is, whatever he touches, works. Whatever he decides to do, at least he's able to work. Even as when I came here, someone was saying about advice. Yeah, whatever you set to do with him will actually bear fruit. Recently, we started a WhatsApp group. That was his own initiative, and it worked. The same WhatsApp group we have met back at home, and it worked. So we're seeing all these things, and we are very excited about him, that he's able now to achieve what he has achieved, no matter how he stays. But I think it is just a piece of paper, because he had those qualities even by then. I think this is just to get that title of a name or just a degree. But for where Richard was, I think he was more or less already a doctor, in terms of, the level he has achieved. So we really thank him very much. He's our role model, and we really happy with you, Richard. We are also, we also know that for some of our guys who are also thinking of doing something, I think I'm one of them. So we really appreciate him and excited about him. And we believe where he's going, this is just a beginning. If he can, I know he can do much more. Yeah. So thank you so much. With those very, very few remarks, thank you.
It looks like what you swallowed did a good job. So for a good reason. Yes, it's very, very true. Before I call the next speaker, I want to share what he has talked about, being in school with Guya. You were sitting behind him, isn't it?
He was sitting behind me.
You were sitting behind him. Which one copies from the other, the one behind or the one in front?
It wasn't easy to copy, that's why it was, the way it was seated.
Yeah.
It's very important. He was seated behind me, I was not doing something.
Oh, okay, but he was sitting behind you.
He was sitting behind me.
Okay. I'll give you. I used to mark examinations when I was still a teacher at the high school. And it reminds me a lot of what people do while in high school. It tells you how knowledge that we have today has come from some primordial descent of it, and that is what makes us good. We had a question, very simple question. In physics, we were given two houses, one tin roof, tin wall, the other one grass thatch roof and mud wall. Then you ask, which one is likely to be struck by thunder? I wish put that question to the group, but I don't think that is forever. I will tell you the answer because I marked that thing. The truth is, thunder is electricity, and if you have a tin roof, tin wall, it flows straight. So if you are in a tin roof, tin wall, and you are sitting on the inside, you are safe. But the one of grass thatch and mud wall offers very high resistance, and therefore when struck by thunder it will burn, and you will die. So this child, the marks were 2. So the marks were 2 in the sense, if you identify the right house, 1 mark. Then the other mark, good reason, which was just that 1 house is attractive. Then this child says, the one which is likely to be struck by thunder is the one with grass thatch and mud wall. Then I tick 1 mark, the right house. But look for the reason. It's because this one is forever an abode for geckos. And then he's telling the examiner, and you know how geckos relate with thunder. That is cultural physics. Because in Doluo there was something to do with Obongo. You remember Obongo? Obongo was seen as something that attracts thunder. So this child, to an extent, up to now I think, maybe was just not given the right information. But he had some background information about thunder and Obongo. All right, I want to call upon Paul Magunga, nephew. Paul. Yes, meanwhile, Tony, or what the son should be the neighborhood. Okay, is it Magunga? All right.
Good evening, everyone. This is indeed a very, very good time to celebrate one of the most influential uncles that I have. For me, it's a different story. The analogy of the candle never dying, lighting another candle speaks for itself. And when you are in the midst of giants, you need to stand on their shoulders for you to be able to see the next day. So I guess the looks I took are from the other side, but the business side of me came from this other side. So that is something that I have to say. And he's been with me through each and every step, calls me, finds out, even when I'm down. Just find somebody's calling you, yelling at you, telling you, why are you so quiet? So education-wise, it's indeed a step up. We've been talking with him this thing for a while. Me, I've been able to go back and finish mine. Once you go into business, this thing is very difficult. And then especially for guys who are on the engineering side, you don't have part-time courses, so it's a challenge, of course. And we appreciate having you gone through this, showing that through the things and themes of life, you can still find time, whether it's later on or now, to be able to achieve your dreams. My name is Paul Magunga Odoyo. I'm the nephew from the sister who's, I think you know him as CB. That's the name that people identify with. With me is my family and my sister and my daughter. They can just come and say hi. Charity, Nida, and Harry, just say hi to guys. Thank you guys and God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you so much. You say you are not going to go back to school.
I'm not going back.
That's very interesting. But he's right. Going back to school after tasting a bit of business can be very interesting. While Tony is coming, I will give you the answer to the next question, which was, how do we grow large crystal in a laboratory condition? Those of us who did chemistry, you know, you tie a piece of crystal, put it in a saturated solution, and you allow it time to grow. This guy was very wise. I think in Kenya we have so much talent, only that we don't tap it. So this guy was answering the question of how do we grow a large crystal in a laboratory. He actually forgot about the word laboratory and said crystals should be grown by large-scale farmers. Okay? but they must use fertile soil. No meat trees, all the question. Tony? Where's Tony? Dr. Tony. Yes, if you look at Tony walking, then I'm sure you are also seeing Richard incarnation. Karibu sana Dr. Tony.
Good afternoon. I'm Tony Guya. I'm the fifth born to Dr. Richard Guya Mengo. We are both pharmacists in our home. So actually for me, I'm a pharmacist just like him, but nilimaza mbele yake kidogo. I'm proud that I'm also in the same field. So actually, my history with pharmacy is very funny because I've been brought up in it. I've seen it, I've trained in it even before I joined, and it was one of the influences that I had before I chose it. Because at first, even when I finished Form 4, I thought I'd be doing economics because I was very good at mathematics. But when I evaluated, and then we discussed, and it was decided that I would do pharmacy. So I remember, so my father's done pharmacy for a long while. Since I was a kid, I used to visit the chemist, nikipeleka chakula huko, baiskeli from nyumba, wanapelekanga. I used to really enjoy going. Funnily enough, we used to enjoy going to the pharmacy as kids. I don't know if they can remember. It used to really excite us. But as you become older, when you go to do, want to change. So I even remember when I was first at the University of Nairobi, that was in 2000, that should have been 2004, 2005. I remember going through a textbook, nikaenda kwa room yake kumsumbua. Yeah, so it's been a very long while, and I'm also very glad that I'm in Madiza, and it's a blessing for us as a family, and also for the community. So this is just to show you that hard work pays. And this is just to show you that hard work pays, and also this has been an endeavor that has taken a very long time. That should have been spanning around 15-16 years, but finally it is over. So I'm standing here as the representative for the siblings, but I would like to call and introduce them. Junior, the youngest one. So he's the youngest here, youngest of my mother, present here, where the two boys were present. And also my sister Vera is here. Yeah, Simoma Tafadhali. Yeah, so my sister Vera is here, and also she's here with her son, Dylan, who is also my nephew. So they're both here to celebrate with us, and I'm very glad that they're here. I'm glad that God has seen us through this day. My other siblings, Bush, Monica, Noel, my brother and Dugu, they were not able to come. But yeah, we are here to represent them, and I would like to thank God for coming to celebrate with us. And yeah, have a good day. And we hope that this will be a good trend for all of you, and that it may motivate you to achieve more in your life. So I'd like to thank you all for coming. Thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, did I hear you say you went to school ahead of your time? Is that what you said?
Yangu ilikuwa rahisi kidogo juu siku anafanya biashara, so mimi nilimaliza haraka.
But when you are going to disturb your dad at the pharmacy, what do you think you are doing? All right. That is a good example, a very good example indeed. And Richard, I think that speaks for itself, because if you have graduated and did a doctorate in pharmacy, and then you have an offspring following in the footsteps, it's a very good thing to identify with. Right. I think we are coming more or less to the close of this. So Guya is lecturers at the University of Nairobi, and I would like to call upon Professor Omwando, yes, Professor Omwando, to come through to speak to us. Prof. Yes. Once somebody told me that PhD means poor hair distribution. Now I confirm that.
Thank you so much, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, friends. My name is Charles Omwando. I come from Kisumu County. And I met Richard Guya way back, I think in the early 2000s or middle there. Richard was a student at the University of Nairobi. At that time, I was his teacher. Then, in that space of time, he disappeared. But him and I have a common friend. His name is Guya. So later on, I met Guya and said, "Hey, I don't remember that young man, Richard, having graduated." Then we were told, you need to know. Richard became very unwell. He was very, very sick. That was quite some time later. And then I asked, I think I had his number. Then I called him, he told me yes, he had been very unwell. But then he also told me that he's going to get back to university and do it. Then, much later, I met him again in Kisumu. He told me, no, I'm starting the same program, but now I'm going to Mount Kenya University. I told him, okay, push it to the end. When your health demands, take it easy. But somewhere along the line, I think I then got to know Richard better when his father died. When the father died, I think Richard called me and a few friends. We made a very small meeting. I think it was at Grand Regency. And that's when he started telling me, no, your brother also taught me at Guya school. I said, mean? He said, yes, your brother was my teacher. So that then brought us closer because my brother at that time, he had gone. I'd been very close to him. So I think that is now how we became very close with Richard. And many times we talked, we called each other, we met a number of times. But once you're a teacher, everybody, including those who are 10 years older than you always talk to people like they're your pupils. There's one thing that I must say that I admired about Richard. Richard has got clarity of focus. Clarity of focus with the energy and the discipline to push whatever he believes in. And I think he is a clear demonstration of what I want to see in young people. Many young people want easy life. And if you cannot get that easy life from the wealth in the family, which is always very rare, then they want to use other methods of payment. Other methods mean you want to go into some kind of legal trade, you want to peddle drugs, you want to go into all sorts of industries. If you can't get that one here at home, then you want to migrate, you want to go out. Because somebody somewhere told you it is easier out there. I'm a parent, very old man, actually. I already turned 61. And I think when I see everybody here, you're all very young. The appeal I would make to all of us is that when we meet the young people, and rather our relatives, or our friends, children or our friends, talk to them. Tell them the best way to make it is by taking a panga and making your own path. Taking a panga and making your own path. I always tell young people that if the option is not made by you, it's not going to be good for you. And time again I tell them, it is good to buy a house if God gives you money. But it's much better to design your own house. When you buy a house which has been made, there is a very high likelihood that there is something about it that either yourself or your other members of your family do not like. Oh, the kitchen is too small. Oh, the plumbing was not problem. But many young people believe that they are going to study at the University of Nairobi after that. And talk to the family to either sell the property or use the resources to send me so that I go to work in America, or I go to work in Australia, or I go to work in Japan. I think often we are wrong on all of that. If you talk to people who have had a chance, either to study outside, maybe to work outside, I think the best is in your home. And if you can't make it here, you'll most likely not make it in America. And I think, Richard, that's the thing I really admire in you. You studied pharmacy first at diploma level. But there are many people who study pharmacy up to masters and up to doctorate. By the time you are starting your practice, I'm not sure that even some of the professors who later on taught you at the University of Nairobi read standard theirs. That's what I call clarity of focus. The energy, the discipline to take a panga and charge the path. I selfishly believe that if you want to make it, take a panga. Make the way. Why do you want to follow others? I'm sure that many professors, my fellow professors at the University of Nairobi, I think many of them must be doing business, like in pharmacy where I know you're working. But some of them must have come to talk to you, to say, how did you break this? Because once you're in a system, whether it's business, there are certain things that you know that even your teachers don't know. I will appeal to everybody. Everybody here is younger than me. Let us talk to the young people. I've never been to a country as good, half as good as this one here. I had the privilege to work in all of this world. I worked in American universities, European universities, Japan, Australia, where I only not work in South America. But I've never seen a country half as good as this one. I remember the days when I was still a young man. I was doing my doctorate in Australia, and that time we were all very stupid because we formed a group of young African scientists. Some of us came from South Africa, some from Ghana, some from Malawi, some from Kenya, and every time when we had, there's going to be a big conference in Tokyo, they know what we say? Yes, we must go to Tokyo. In our stupidity, we must go and show them. There's a meeting in Canada. Yes, we must go to Canada. We must go and show. You know how stupid? That's who we are. when 2006 came, 1996 came, I talked to our colleagues, asking them, man, are we going back home? And there are no systems in Africa. I say, but how about we go home and make the systems? Man, they are corrupt, they will kill you. So that's the attitude. That's why today you hear some of the best brands from this continent. I can talk about Dr. Yoto, are managing the complex traffic systems in the middle of London. It's okay to go and work outside. But most likely, it will be much better when you bring the good thing that you get from outside so that your own country can benefit. Either direct resources, or we bring the skills so that we do not become capital exporters of intellect all the times that we don't have. If Richard had chosen to go to drive in the beautiful streets of New York, yes, and the streets in New York are beautiful, Washington, Canada, I do not believe that we would have had the kind of confessions that we had here about it. And listen, everybody talked very well of him. Everybody talked something special about it. To us, it's about what do we pick from that? What do we pick from that? We talk, you know, he's able to do this, he's able to mentor, so what did you do with that mentorship? Because I believe that the people who get the power to clear the path, very many people follow that path. Many years ago, when I worked at the University of Nairobi, when the Thika Road was not made, I think the late Kibaki worked closely with Raila Odinga. They made the Thika Highway, took the partner, and then we drive there. And I think that is what I would ever want to see in every young person. And if every young person does that, it means that behind every young person, we can put 50 others who will say, you know, he mentored me. Who will say, you know, I wanted to start this business, then you told me, up on your valley, this is where you get the dough. Do you know where the market was? This is where you get the market. And with that, we can actually develop ourselves to be that which we see in America. So for me, Richard, I thank you very much for being a brave man. I like brave people. And I thank you very much for having had the resilience to start it all the way from University of Nairobi, to fall ill, to drop it, then start it and finish it. It's not common. Because in the eye of an average person like me, Richard Guya is a success. In whatever we want to measure success, is a success. People who are successful often do not have the humility to go back and start where they will sit in class with people who will see them either as uncles or fathers and all that. I would have said a lot more because I'm a teacher. I'm paid for talking. But I think time is not doing well. And because of that, I will just congratulate you again and then request in humility that we make a 5 factorial clap for Richard Guya, who today is Dr. Richard Guya. Congratulations. We know how to do 5 factorial, isn't it? We know, isn't it? See? Okay. Can we warm? And then we go. Go. Okay. I'm a teacher, so we do when we do 5 factorial, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Can we now warm? Okay, can we go? Some people missed it. So we're going to do for the last time. Okay. You know, teachers make a thing you're not talking. Just only once. They must get it right. Okay. Can we now please, for a great man like him, please don't do that other in between. No. Okay, can we warm? Okay, we go. I'm really sorry. It was actually worse, because some people missed it there, some people missed it here, another person. Now, no. Not a military class. So now, okay, please, okay, I'm going to demonstrate so that we don't miss. I'm going to demonstrate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we now warm? But you know how we become a better teacher? It's when students are teaching, isn't it? So can we go or can I repeat? We go, but you must not miss it. Okay, let's warm. Okay, let us go. Excellent.
You're a very good teacher. I congratulate you for being a good teacher. I'm sure we've learned from Prof. I am also a teacher, and I feel great when I share a podium with such great minds. He said 2 things that I keep repeating to myself, that we pray in this country that someday we can get it right. And I want to say it here for those who care. If we don't check the onslaught of mismanaging youth and treating them to some political rhetorics, we are in for a rough time. Prof, I'm even sad that you're retired. Where is it? Yes, we need such. In fact, for Richard, giving up has never been your option. Yes. I want to leave you, and Richard, with one of the late Mandela's saying, and I think it's a consistent with what you've done in your graduation. Mandela said, I quote, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time you fall." If that makes sense. Dr. Mosela. This is the podium for doctors now. I think Prof has gone. Now Dr. Mosela. And while Dr. Mosela is coming, I'll also call upon Dr. Kiseli, MKU, to also prepare to give a talk. In managing time, I believe it will be better to do a summary. We allowed Prof because, he has a lot to cover, and I think he can summarize based on that. God bless you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to begin my address, a very short address, by introducing myself. My name is Dr. Marcela Ogendo Omoso. I currently serve as the principal of KMTC Mombasa campus, and I had the privilege of sharing a part of my journey in education with now Dr. Richard Guya. I would like to give you a hearty congratulations. Congratulations again. I'm glad to be here because this has been a very, very long journey. I wasn't a part of this journey from the beginning, but I've been a part of this journey for almost the last 15 years. That tells you that when I knew about this journey, I was still in my teenage. And it is a great encouragement to be here today to witness what determination can do. I'm happy to be here. I wear two hats. As a principal of Kenya Medical Training College, that is where Richard began his professional journey. Richard represents our story. He represents what we would like others to emulate. He represents determination. He represents resilience. He represents perseverance. And these are values, these are virtues that we want to challenge the youth that are among us and the parents to encourage the children that it is never an easy ride, that it is never a smooth path, that you can still walk and that the walk can take 10 years, it can take 5 years, and that at the end we can still get to the destination without taking a shortcut. Because if we have these values as a people, then we are going to have a successful society. When Richard finally finished his studies and is graduating, I called him and I asked him, Richard, by all standards, you have achieved so much and you have succeeded. What are you going to do with this? What does this add to you? And he told me something that is very profound. That this is going to provide me with further opportunities to network. It is going to open for me additional doors. And I was left reflecting, what more doors do you want to open? You know? Which other opportunities are these that you are really looking forward to? And I wish that most of us could think like that. I wish that a majority of us would look at life in that way. That we can pursue something more and more, and with a conviction that when I reach at the end of my journey, this is still going to give me one more space to network. This is still going to open for me one more avenue. And as a friend who has been a part of this journey, I studied pharmacy at the University of Nairobi. When I was in second year, Richard was in first year when he had just begun his studies. And I am inspired by this because he had so many reasons. He had so many reasons to drop it off. There were convenient reasons. There were strong reasons. There were understandable reasons. There were justifiable reasons. that he chose to stay on the path. And this is a life story that educates us. It is a life story that gives us an opportunity to reflect on our own lives and to ask ourselves that if Richard has been able to walk this, what excuses do I have? Why can't I push a little more? So Richard, Dr. Richard, congratulations, and thank you for making a decision to keep to this path, because that has given impetus, it has encouraged others. And those others who might not even have been a part of this journey, when they hear this story, they are going to choose another path. And I think that is the call of all humanity, that with our own lives, with our own stories, in our own ways, we can live. And we don't need to talk. In our own actions, our stories are going to encourage and help our societies to be better. So congratulations, 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 and may this be the beginning of another stepping stone for you and for the rest of us here. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Madam Marcella, Dr. Marcella, as we know her. It is important to capture this, Richard, and be a forum in which the youth, in my opinion, this should be a forum for the youth to learn. Prof said it in very, very clear terms. But there are many things that we can learn from simple acts. But if you want to address the issue of the youth today, you must also tell them that trying to become American or British or Australian is part of the disease we have to deal with. I'm sure you have seen that. They go to America for 1 year. When they come back, you can't hear what they're saying, or you can't get what they're saying. Is that true? I teach them, so I know. There's one girl we taught in Guya High School in Tirani. And the last time she came to my office, I asked her, "Where are you today?" She said, "I'm in Kenya. I'm in Kenya." I said, "Really?" The girl who for a long time was speaking Kinyarwanda here, now is in Kenya. I couldn't get it, but you can pick from what I'm saying, it's meant Canada. Okay? I am in Kenya. Wow. And I'm sure, Prof, you meet a lot of them alongside your walk and talk and many things. They lose one critical element of life, namely identity, in quest to become another which they will never achieve. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Will they become Americans in one day? No, they won't. In fact, the Americans know it and they laugh at you when they see you struggling with their accent, which you will never achieve 100% if you did one. But these young people go to India for 10 plus years. Oh, you will never hear them say, "I told you what to do. Teacher paid nothing else. Student paid exam." They don't do that. So what the heck is all this? So we're going to teach the youth to be real, to be themselves. If you hear a Frenchman talk in Africa, you know this is a Frenchman, isn't it? If you hear an Italian talk, you know this one is Italian. If you hear a German talk, you know this is a German. And that is something they protect with their skin. The element of being a German, an identity that they carry everywhere. Oh, listen to our youth when they go to America for 1 week. You'll be really surprised. And now when you take them to the annals of English, they'll be floating like a business. You play some ordinary Congolese music here, or even our rumba here, the Luo stuff, or they will look at you as like you're some studied stuff. But bring somebody who talks some esoteric in blah blah blah, there they jump to the roof.
for things they don't understand at all. This is the problem of the youth. Do you hear me? Okay, let me call upon. So if you're a youth, take note. Pass the message. Let's try to become what you've never become. True, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, Dr. Xeli of MKU. Karibu sana.
Yes, good afternoon all of you. It's not usually good to speak after a professor has taught. A professor who taught me 23 years ago at the University of Nairobi. I may look a bit young, but the years have also gone. So professor was teaching me biochemistry at the University of Nairobi. And it is interesting that I stand here also as the lecturer to Dr. Richard. I need to get used to calling you doctor, because in class he was Richard Guya member. Yeah, so it takes time to start appreciating that your student has actually gone to the next level. So I'm a lecturer at the University of Mount Kenya, and I'm also a board member of the Pharmacy and Poisons Board. So as Richard transitions to the practice as a pharmacist, he's also still coming to my board, where I sit as the chairman of the practice committee. So I'm in the practice committee, which is involved in the registration of pharmacists and pharmaceutical technologists. So I remember the first time Richard came to Mount Kenya University, and he entered my office. And I looked at him and I asked him, why do you want to pursue pharmacy at this time and age? Yeah, because I could see this was not a young man. Yeah. And he told me that it is his passion to continue with his career. I can tell you that is very rare, that you find a person who has already succeeded in business coming back to study. Because we've seen so many students come, they do 1 year, they drop out. And that's why before they start the program, we try to talk to them to understand, is it just a short-term kind of decision, or are you ready to do the 5 years of the BPharm? And I remember, because I knew him, I had heard of Ramogi Pharmacy in Kisumu, and I knew you already had a successful practice. So why would you be coming back to class to do another 5 years? And the program that we run is a 4-day program, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that meant he would be traveling from Kisumu every week to come and pursue the program, because he already had his business in Kisumu. That means a lot of traveling to and from. So it did not really make sense, because I could see this is one of the students who most probably will start and drop by the wayside. And I've seen many, because I've been now a lecturer, I think, for the last, 15, 14 years? Yeah. So I've seen many students who start the program and then drop. Graduated with a Bachelor of Pharmacy degree. And I think, as the MC keeps on saying, it is something that the young people need to be able to appreciate. That even if things are difficult, it takes a lot of persistence, a lot of effort for you to be able to get to where you want to be. Yeah. So I think as we go forward, it is important that the young people actually mentored on these things, that they are shown that nothing comes easy, as Richard has shown, over 5 years doing a course where he has to travel every week to and from. I think the flight attendants must have become very familiar with him because every weekend he had to come to Thika, do his Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday program, and fly back on Sunday to Kisumu to go and continue with his businesses. Yeah? So it is not easy. I keep repeating that word, that it takes a lot of persistence, a lot of effort, and a lot of determination for somebody to be able to do that. And for that, I think we owe Richard a lot of congratulations for this particular achievement. After he had already finished his program, you are supposed to go and do registration as a pharmacist. So the other day I was shocked that immediately he finished the program. I was expecting that he would take at least a year to recover from the 5-year rigorous program of the BFAM program. But I was surprised to see his name again in the list of people who have already done the registration exam to be registered as a pharmacist. And interestingly, because as I said, I'm the chair of the practice committee at the Pharmacy and Poisons Board, I could see that he was actually among the top students, and this is for all the students in Kenya. You are supposed to come and do the stage 1 exam. I could see that he was again among the top students in this particular exam, which was very interesting. That you are now not competing just amongst the Mount Kenya University students, but now all the other students that are doing the stage 1 exam, and he's still performing very well. Yeah? So it shows a lot of determination, a lot of courage, and a lot of persistence to be able to do what Richard has actually been able to do. I actually rarely go for graduation parties for my students so that I don't show any bias. I think this is the first one. For the 14, 15 years I've been a lecturer, to actually come to a graduation party for a student. That tells you something. That what he has done actually is something that is not ordinary. It's not ordinary for what he has been able to achieve at his age, with all the challenges that he has found along the way. I know when he moved from Nairobi to Thika, he had also issues that he had to deal with in terms of credit transfers and all that. He was always in my office following up on some of those things. But we were able to move along with him well, to the point where now he's been able to graduate. So I think, I don't want to say much. As I said, once the professor has spoken, I'm not supposed to speak longer than the professor. So I'm trying to keep my speech a bit shorter. So Richard, congratulations on this achievement. As I said, I've seen you started the next journey of getting registered, and you've done it well. So I hope that by the end of this year, you'll now be able to enter the register of pharmacists and be able to practice as such. So thank you for that opportunity.
We are drawing close to the end of our day's program, and it's therefore my humble pleasure to invite Professor Christine Joy to come through and also make a small speech. Christine.
Good evening, everybody. Before I start, I'd just like us to stand up. Mwalimu amesema wamuke. And let's just give a clap to Dr. Clap ya kitu. Thank you. Thank you very much, Daktari. In my culture, When something is good, you say it is good. And if you are a lady or a woman, you dance to it. Ito emir. Kober. Ito emir. So I just sing a song, a Luo song that embraces hard work and embraces the people you associate with. I was just from eating, so my voice will not be as good. But the song goes, Ayuro mola, ayuro gwela, makacha momena gifulu, abemborano, no nyabemba, angisorano, no nyangisa, kagari muti, nganyangisa, kaede mintoka, yakogelo, kana duogo gongo, ngati ngurama pe, amila, kana duogo gongo, ngati ngurama pe, atuta, kana duogo gongo, ngati ngurama pe, arewa, kana duogo gongo, ngati ngurama pe. Thank you. I just give a brief history of how I met Daktari and my journey with the family. I met Daktari when he had just joined a pharmaceutical company called Lords. And I was doing pattern practice within town, and that is where our friendship grew. He didn't have a family at that time. He later had the family, and we became very good family friends. And I saw the children come one by one, and it has been a great journey. Actually, it doesn't end at that. So there is a named doctor, then there is associate professor, then there is the full professor. So like Simon says, this is a journey that you just begun. Complete it. It is worth it. And life is interesting as you achieve whatever ambition you have. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. May God bless your family, and may your wishes always come true. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Prof. As it is true always, all that has a beginning must have an end. As I've said, we are coming closer to the tail end of our function. Okay. Yes, the convener of our meeting today suggests that we give a musical interlude as we think of or prepare for the grand finale. One member, you know my brother, yes, Richard, you know my brother, the late brother, who was your classmate. I am not doubting that if my brother was here, him and me would have presented something to Richard. And something on the inside tells me he will probably join me in this virtually. My brother passed on a year plus now, and some of the things we did together still reverberate the corners of my head. So while we have this music interlude, I will set it in motion. I am here with some of my very good friends, my auntie, my wife, my uncle, Masudi. You all know that I understand Lingala, isn't it? Yeah, very, very well. Anybody speak Lingala here? Is it only me? Anybody? The pastor, do you speak Lingala? You? By faith. Your faith? By faith, yes. You don't know when we were young, when we started, we were the Atlantic or work for the Can you do work at home? No, yeah, you are what. Then later on I learned Bolingo means love, offense. Now my brother and I would sing as follows, so listen. I have a voice, but sometimes it gets mixed up, so you make do with what's there, isn't it? Then we take ting, man to be bag. For me and my brother, don't tear my Taplay never when the Mokoma very sentimental. Give me your last word, because it is not easy to find at courtship that the lady who is following the man. So this was the song Ibrahim.
Pesanga, ilobaya suka, tika kostala esongo papa. Wasi abanda kamubali leo na banio elo petindinga na elite. Nasala kalolendo na notomanda, maseka kane pope kumante papa. Soki elinga boe pandayo kosekate na mua pende. Tumano miti. Seserie yo Ibrahima, na bandito lingayo. Soki ngana moni yote, motema moto lokola deli kambo. Poleri singani ni ongo papi. Setuka tena songi mwana monge. Na beba motema epa ya mibani lelo na songe ni presiro akolinga. Tutututi.
So Malario in the music Italy,
Ding da da di da da ding.
Let's go.
Ding da da ding da. Kolinga telefonia ona sina nendiako na edisi otente. Kolinga ya halo na kotina ni ngoma ona yo mwana mama. Ngoma kato kutoni ya kosala kotongolo na denge ya mabe. Noseka kakose na likiko na eba na denge ya moni. Georgia telefoni ya motema satana na komi ezai. Alukanganga zambeo alukisanga tubela uo. Alikisanga tubela na komi ndeko sulu kalibaza telefoni ya. Nalukanganga kisi akangenanga kuhu. Akangenanga kungo na komi ndeko lembeli balayalo.
Hello. God bless you. You see, you're all musicians, eh? So now we give it the formal music, eh? Looks like the music interlude is more of a silence interlude. So in space of that, I will call the next speaker. Yes, Madam Margaret Luke, please come through and give us your take. Just come so we can. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Ready?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon again. Praise God. Praise God again. So I'm happy to be here, and I really thank God for this occasion. So first and foremost, I really want to thank the Almighty God who has given us this opportunity to be here today and to celebrate my dear friend, Dr. Richard Guya. Can we just get up and clap for him? Very good. Yeah. So going forward, I just want my name, as you may have heard, I'm Margaret Oluka. I work at the University of Nairobi. And the reason I'm here is because over the years, I have been part of this journey that has culminated today in the celebration that we have at this moment, the celebration of Dr. Guya's graduation. So I met Dr. Guya when he was a student at the University of Nairobi, and from then on we have been, okay, he reminded me that actually I was his teacher when he was at KMTC, that is his first college. I could not remember that part of our journey, but he reminded me when we met at the University of Nairobi that, you taught me before you left KMTC. So I was glad to renew my relationship with him, and from then onwards, I have been keeping in touch with him. So what I can say about Richard today is that Richard is a textbook example of what we call resilience. Resilience is a characteristic that Dr. Guya today espouses. So what do we mean by resilience? Resilience is a characteristic which is described as being able to continue despite challenges, being able to continue your journey, your purpose, what you have selected to do, you continuing it despite the challenges that you may meet on the way. And I can tell you that Dr. Guya espouses this characteristic because today we are celebrating this journey that he has taken through various challenges, but he never gave up. And today he's celebrating. So the lessons we can learn are more important than even the celebration. Those lessons is Dr. Guya giving us as a people today. What can we learn from this journey? As we celebrate this great occasion of his graduation, we have a lot to learn. What do we learn? We learn that resilience is a very important characteristic. One of the characteristics is that it is self-belief. Believing that you can make it no matter what. Whether challenges come, you continue. That is one major characteristic we can learn today as we sit here. Another thing we can learn is having problem-solving ability. I remember there's a time when Dr. Guya was in second year of his study, and then he became unwell. So he decided to take a break. Then when he came back, he was like, should I stay at UON or should I go to USIU or should I go to MKU? Then he decided, he was able to sit down and look at his options. So he had the ability and the foresight to make decisions that affected his journey positively. So that is a great characteristic of being resilient. Being able to look at your objectives, where your goals, the ones you've set, and then be able to make decisions that thrust you forward where you're going. Also, another important characteristic of this resilience is being a survivor. Surviving, knowing that problems, challenges will come your way, but you are able to decide to make your way through those challenges. Being a survivor, Dr. here is now a great survivor. He has survived the journey, and I'm sure he will tell you the journey, but he survived and he's here today. The last major characteristic is called social ability or social support. Now, Dr. Guya is actually an expert in this social support. First and foremost, where are those ladies? Are they around? The ladies that have been looking after him, are they here? Oh yes, Alice. Oh, Mama Pusichargabe. Yeah. So these ladies, I can assure you, any of you guys who want to know what it means to have social support should actually go for lessons from Dr. Guya. He was able to harness two beautiful sisters to look after him and his family. Can you clap for him? These beautiful ladies, he is able to harness them, not just one but two, and they are devoted to looking after him. And they have managed to bring this journey to this place where we are today. Despite the setbacks that could have been on the way, they are able to look after Richard until today is Dr. Richard Guya Mebo. Asante mama, ongera kabisa. Hata hii degree yako is more yours than even it is for Richard. In fact, they just need to look after Richard alone. This very year they have had 2 pharmacy degrees. Where's Tony? Yes. So the mothers, I'm telling you, they are amazing sisters. They have 2 degrees this year. The other one is the other month, and now this month. Which family can even compete with them? That they are able to get 2 pharmacy B.Pharm degrees. Within a few months, they have 2 of those. So these are amazing ladies. The social support that Dr. Richard Guya has put together to get this amazing feat. I'm telling any of these guys here who wish to learn this secret, consult Richard Guya. Yes, thank you, Mama. In fact, when Tony was coming to first year, when Richard told me that, oh, you know, my son is coming to do pharmacy, I was saying, so you have decided to create another pharmacist in your family? He told me, no, it is the mothers. It is the mothers who have decided to encourage the boy. So these mothers, they have a vision for this family. They know what they want, and they have made sure today they are celebrating the 2nd degree this year. This is not a small thing. So I just want to appreciate, and apart from the family support, all of you are here are friends of Richard, one way or another, or his family. He actually has a talent in socializing. He has a talent in creating what we call connectedness. Even me, I'm here because I was just one of his teachers. Then he decided to follow me, and one day said, Doctor, I wanted to come and see you. Actually, I was so worried. I said, oh, you know what does a student want? Yeah? But later when we had the meeting, I didn't have any fear. There was nothing adverse that I was worried about. But if he didn't reach here to me, I would not have known him. And I'm sure each and every person that is here has a story to tell about how Richard started their relationship and how it has continued, how he has nurtured. Actually, he told me that he learned that secret or that trait from his late mother, Monica Nyagodong, as he called her. So he has a talent, I'm telling you, in creating what is known as connectedness. So social support is very important in resilience, in meeting your goals and reaching where you're going. And as I was saying, Richard is a textbook example of resilience. He has the physical resilience. Every time he's looking after his body. You see how he's looking young. Can you tell the difference between Richard and Tony? They look the same. So he has what is known as physical resilience. Then there's the mental resilience, there's the emotional resilience, and now on top of that, the social resilience that the mama, the children, and all of us are able to bring on board in his life. So as I leave, let me not take too long. As I leave, I just want to say that I brought you something. Something. Yes. So this is called the King of the Jungle. It signifies who Richard is in his life, and as we are moving forward, I'm wishing him dominance, an impactful career and impactful life, signified by the King of the Jungle. And with that, I thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you. Yeah, so as I was saying, I brought him that, the King of the Jungle, because the King of the Jungle is one of the most successful, in fact, the most successful animal in the jungle. Very dominant, very impactful, looks after the pride, takes care of the mothers, and that is what Richard is, and that's I'm wishing him a very impactful career moving forward. Thank you, my dear friend. Thank you. Picture. Thank you.
Richard, I also want to confirm this. Have the microphone. Yes, so proceed. This is for me and Richard.
Just disconnect.
Yes, our next speaker is Cosmas, so I would like to talk to Cosmas.
Sorry, I forgot something. I forgot to introduce my members of my family that I came with to this meeting. So let me introduce them. My daughter Angela, wave to the people, and my daughter Nora. Yes, so I just wish to introduce them and let you know that I didn't come alone. I came with them. Thank you.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. Me, I'm Cosmas Tieno. Richard is my maternal uncle's son. So I come from one part of Nyakach called Oguta, and he comes from Kabogo. So my mother comes from his place. So Richard, we thank you a lot for the determination, for having persevered through the challenges, and you have made it. To make it is not easy, but with determination, you have done us proud. So we as people from Nyakach, and all from Kisumu and everywhere, we are very proud of you. I also take this opportunity to thank Mama Bush. She's not around for the support she has made in Richard's life. And I know it's not easy for somebody having a family to go through the rigorous work in the university. So Richard, thanks a lot. I'm here with my wife and my daughter. So we are all together with you, and we wish you all the best in life. Thank you. Dr. Richard insists that my wife comes along, so you come and say hello to Richard. So Richard, we are proud that you are now graduated from to being a doctor. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I think you said my name. I'm Cyprian Otieno. Yeah, his wife. And Richard is a relative, as he has said, but also generally a friend. We grew around the same area. Like it's been said, he's from Kabodo. I was born in a place called Kandaria. So we would walk and we know, oh, he's in Gere school, somebody is in that school. So from that time, like the lady, Dr. Ria said, Richard maintains social relationships. So when we came to Nairobi, I came to work in Nairobi. He also came to work in Nairobi. So they would visit us with the Petronilla and the family. And yes, we have kept that relationship going, even as he's in Kisumu. So we thank you for that. But for today, I really congratulate Dr. Guya for achieving this feat. It is no mean feat. I knew that he has been trying, or he was enrolled for the course before, but somehow, as Dr. said, he dropped it for a time. So when he invited us to Tony's graduation, I actually thought he was the one graduating, so I congratulated him. But he said, no, that is not me. And I said, okay, you're still part of it. So yesterday's invitation came to me by surprise. He had talked to my husband about his graduation, and I said, oh, so after all, he was still pursuing it. That's good. So I said, okay, it was part of maybe what I foresaw, that Richard is resilient, as has been said. And he was still determined to ensure that he gets that degree. So Richard, congratulations. Congratulations to the family, because when the head of a family is studying, it takes a lot of his time, resources, but I'm sure that the family was behind him to ensure that he focuses on his studies and that he reaches the ultimate, and that is his graduation. We are very grateful, we are proud of you, Dr. Richard. We know that it's been said you are the king of the jungle. I take you as the giraffe. You know, you see far, you see ahead. And you have seen this in your, business life, professional life. So we still look up to you, that even as we also look for support, we'll find that in you. My family has sent their congratulatory messages, Tracy there, Linda in Kisumu, and even Joy, and we shared this with her. You know, I'm sure you remember Joy. Yes. So the congratulations occasion, I don't have much more to say. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all.
Thank you. Yes, it's request by group to take a photograph with Guya. So. Okay, if he's a fellow Daktari to Richard, that maybe has come and we are not recognized him, please just feel free to come to the front and we will do the needful. That's the job I was given, in fact. Before I get paid, please do that so that I can get value for my time around here. Yes, meanwhile, Madam Matimi, Molly, and Charles come over for a photo session with Guya. So photographer, you have a chance. Mama Bush.
Junior.
Yes.
Yeah, you're calling Junior? Tony. Dr. Tony, is he married? We will find out. But this session should be people and their spouses. Yes. No, Charles, you're taking too much. It's okay. It's okay. Yes. No, this thing should not appear. Come. Just a minute, let me take out. Take one with this. Thank you. You done? Still struggling. Okay, all right. So. Right, we come to the crux of it. What's the crux of any function? The crux of any function is when the master comes to say what he has to say. It reminds me of the gospel song. I cannot come to the banquet, don't trouble me now, I'm married a wife, but me a cow of dreams and commitment, that cost a pretty fun, pray on me, excuse I cannot come. A certain man held a feast on his fine estate town, he laid a festive table and wore a wedding gown. He sent invitations to his neighbors far and wide. God bless you.
Hello. Good afternoon. Well, I don't know whether we address you guys the way I should, because I'm well with emotion. I'm very happy to see all of you here. And I know all of you know me. I don't think there's anybody who's here who doesn't know why he's here. So, most of you have spoken about me, so I will not have much to add. But there are a few people who have made this question be what it is, and I feel before I make my address, I need to introduce them. Where's Millicent? Millicent is my niece, and she has been very, very instrumental in organizing my functions in Nairobi. She's a teacher by profession, and I don't know how life would be in Nairobi without her. So just
I am humble, and the best I can do for you is to be there for you. Because I know anytime I land in Kisumu, because I normally land, I don't drive to Kisumu. He's always there to lift me. Asante sana.
Thank you. Then there's one person who is also from my home, and is the one responsible for organizing or identifying where we should host this function. Is he around? Jack Human, can you come and Wapi madam yako? Don't come alone. Because he has many wives. Not even one. Not even one.
Not even three.
Not even
more than that.
Say something.
Thank you, Dr. Richard. Good evening, all. Good evening. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. As say that how many sometimes can make you have no choice to use one. If you have many things, sometimes you get choose this, and maybe there is another set of us. So today I'm alone here, because even if I can look at the place, many men here are just alone, men, women here, they are all alone. So I scrutinize what is taking place here, and that's my nature always. Okay, thank you. Today it is so much, and good things are happening here, because Dr. Richard Guya has expressed something very special to our coming generations, or whoever is there today, that the age doesn't matter when you are intent to do something. You just eat and aim at the goal without considering your age or whatever. Education limitation doesn't amplify people from ages or whatever. So anybody who are still in the same road can do the same, because he has done it, and this is just an example for the remaining ones, such like me and many other people right here. And this message should be taken around the world, not only here, because Richard has made us proud. We here today as he celebrates his doctorate. Thank you. And one thing I would not just leave this place without saying that he was right here in Nairobi sometimes back with us, and we did so many things with him together. And also I would like him to come back to Nairobi, because we need such friends right here in Nairobi. Nairobi is the most high competitive area, and not at that as Kisumu level, because Kisumu you only compete with roads. But right here in Nairobi, it is a national, and it is the headquarters of the country of Kenya, where you meet different grade and education and everything. So Dr. Richard, we welcome you back to Nairobi, because this is where we can get a good competition with others. At the same time, this is where we can knock your door and give us your advice according to what we are supposed to be doing. Thank you. I celebrate my brother here, and let us continue celebrating. Thank you. May God bless you all.
He's famously known Jack Mover. He moves mountains. Like he moves what? Mountains. That is true. Now, I'm still here to believe that I'm going to make my final remark, because there are many others that still coming. And those principal doctors, when they come, can be denied the chance to speak. No, this is Dr. Cole. Your lecturers here. Dr. Luke Kola is here with Nyakitui, so they have to say something. Are you coming together? Okay. They were all my classmates. So Dr. Kola currently is Migori County. He's through with his master's in pharmacology and toxicology. And with Beatrice, they are also done the same, isn't it? They nobody likes doing what the husband does. Thank you very much. Let me start. I call her Jackie alone.
Good evening, everyone. It's a privilege to be part of this gathering. I'm Dr. Beatrice Guya. Richard and family, they are our great friends. We are humbled to be in front of our lecturers. Dr. Luca, I know we are proud of you. Thank you very much, and I'm sure that Dr. Umando is also, Prof is also proud of you too. Thank you for making us who we are today. And we have come all the way from Kitui, all has come all the way from Migori, just to celebrate the doing of the Lord to the life of Richard. He has been our colleague, our friend, our mentor, and we admire his life in so many ways. And I know today he defines very well what resilience and hard work is. So he's someone in the society we all look up to. And Richard, proudly we admire your life.